Hey everyone, Bloodmako here, and this is my Lufenia fight for Tidus event or raid, Lord of Subsidence. It's basically the boss that we fought in the Asiala Lost chapters. Okay, I'll be very honest with you guys. I don't really know the mechanics of this fight because the way that I fought this fight was that the boss basically never took a turn because of how often Tidus went. So what you want to do when you're using Tidus is that you want to start off with his LD, so you get a few of his free actions or free skills, and this stage is basically catered for him because you want the Orb Condition is to basically take a free turn, but the thing is that you have to do damage to the boss. The Orb is actually a player uses instant turn rate ability. So not so much do damage, but you know, when you use your C65 and you use the your calls and stuff, it will actually increase the Orb count. So if you're not gonna run Tidus, you're not pulling for him or anything, then you can time it such that your call and your C65 such that the Orb won't go down as quickly as it should, because the Orb cap is at 8, which is not very high, and every time you use an instant turn ability it goes up by 2 only, so it's not a lot of breathing room. So someone like Core, he's actually really good because of how often he goes. He's almost like Tidus. Tidus, I have no idea which one, but yeah, you hear me switching around a few times. Yeah, the Orb actually disappears also. It disappears at when the bosses drop below 80%. So you can actually rush a bit. You have to use a few calls and a few of your C65, but it is possible to rush the boss down to 79%, and then the Orb will just disappear. But I believe that the Orb will only disappear for the particular boss that hits 79%. It's not for both. Of course, if you're running Tidus, then that shouldn't be an issue for you. I mean, I did make my high armor blue, but yeah, he's doing so much more damage right now. He's actually useful for Lufenia fights now. But yeah, so at 79% they also gain a ton of brave. I believe they do it another 2 more times in the fight. I'm not exactly sure when, but we will see during the video itself. I brought Core, Aerith, and Tidus. I brought Aerith because I couldn't think of a third member, and she was basically there just for once she put off her call, she was going to be replaced by a Cloud of Darkness. On hindsight, I could have just brought someone like Yang. Yeah, he'll be actually really good for this because he will keep doing his follow-ups. If you are not going to run Tidus, then another good choice, I'm not exactly sure if it works, but I think Terra's LD, it counts as a free instant skill, free ability, but yeah, so there's one character you can think of. I can think of at least. Another one would be Lightning. Lightning can re-break the bosses and delay them all the way. Something interesting is that when they say instant turn rate, it doesn't count consecutive turns. So if you break them with Cloud of Darkness, you get a consecutive turn. It does not count as an instant turn because technically your turn passed, it's just that you broke the boss, so you get another one. So it's not the same turn. I think that is the criteria to hit the Orb, to increase the Orb count. So Lightning does have her consecutive turns, so but why I say Lightning will be good is because of her re-break. Because these bosses cannot be delayed; they can only be delayed by breaking them. Someone that is that is also good for breaking and re-breaking would be Arania. You know, she works in quite a few of the past Lufenias or the recent Lufenias, but yeah. I mean, another way is to just totally ignore the Orb Condition because it comes out again at 49%, but at that point of time you can more or less just rush the boss down because you got your summon, you got your burst sequence most of the time, and if you really need to, you can just use a few of your C65 and your calls, you know, and that will just increase the orb count. But yeah, not a lot of characters have instant turn rate, you know. Off the top of my head, I can't really think of anyone. I mean, other than the one I'm using right now, Core. But yeah, I really can't think of anyone. But yeah, another thing is that I believe they gain a ton of Brave again, and if I'm not wrong, it was at 59%. So yes, they do gain Brave quite a few times. I believe they do it again at 39%, around that time. But yeah, at this point of time, I realized that the bosses are actually going down pretty fast, mainly because I brought Tidus, who's not only synergy but he's going so often, and it works so well with Core and Cloud Darkness, which was what I planned to originally, which is why I was actually looking for a Cloud Darkness friend. And you also want to enter Tidus burst sequence with 3 stacks of the ball count. I'm just gonna call it ball count because so that when you go in, I mean it's just so that your damage is nicer and stuff, you know, in the burst sequence. But yeah, so that when you go in, you immediately use a jet shot instead of a normal just shoot or shot. Yeah, so you immediately start with 1 and you will end with 1 as well. And to be honest, Tidus burst sequence or burst effect rather is nothing amazing like garlands or those follow-up attacks. It basically just gives him an additional one more stack shot. Yeah, so he basically does his follow-up attack again. So it will be his normal attack, his follow-up attack, and another one of his follow-up attack. So basically you just reach your jet shot faster. And you know, the usual generic buffs where slightly more overflow. Not so sure about the HP overflow, whether it will increase it or not. But yeah, I mean, not particularly amazing, I would say. And he's also, I feel at least, he's not a very good friend call because of how often he goes, and you don't really get to use him. Oh, sorry, your party members don't really get the benefits of his burst. So I would suggest not to put him as a friend call. Because I mean, in the end you only have 5 turns with him. So I would prefer someone like Cloud Darkness who provides more, provided that she's not breaking the bosses, yeah, but she provides more damage in the long run. Well, basically my tactic is simple. Tidus will just maintain the orb. Core will do his follow up before, and Cloud Darkness will do after. Simple as that. And as you can see, at this point of time, the bosses are already dying. Oh, I kind of missed whether they gain the Brave at 39%. I'm not exactly sure. I know that they gain Brave when I enter a summon, or just before I enter the summon. So I believe that was at the 19%. But I mean, if you're running Cloud, my com at least with, or even just a Cloud Darkness friend, the bosses will definitely break very fast. You know, 600k right now is nothing, you know, to the current teams that we have. Heck, I think even Tidus LD alone will already break them. You know, and that's considered an instant turn ability. No, sorry, it doesn't count because if you notice, he actually speeds his next turn immediately to where he was. So it doesn't count as an instant turn. In fact, the only instant turn is his quick hit. And that is the only thing that you can use to maintain the orb, other than his C65. So that is something to take right here I actually summoned, and I was actually wondering if they will absorb Earth, because I did check their description before I entered the fight. There was no weakness or absorb, but just before I entered the summon, I noticed that they said absorb power from Earth. I was like, Earth. And I'm using the brothers. Are they gonna absorb? Yeah, thankfully they didn't. If not, this entire summon phase would be useless. But yeah, I mean, at this point of the fight, they are actually more or less dead. I don't think many people will struggle. You can actually put a HP silence on them if you're not able to constantly break them. So that's one way. I mean, Arcielas is also boosted for this event, so that's another option. Yeah, I actually find it quite funny that my Lufenia battle for this particular one is actually shorter than my my pool video. I mean, that only happened I think one other time, and that was my 600 ticket. I mean, that was an insanely long pool, but yeah, that was crazy. But anyway, we're done with the fight. I thought it was fitting that it would end with jet shot and all energy rain, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys are able to complete this Lufenia. It's not very difficult. In fact, it's one of the shorter Lufenias. But all the best to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.